Hi there, this is your friend Anna, and the question that I've been getting the most from all of my friends is, what are we wearing? This age-old question isn't just about choosing an outfit, it's about choosing how we present ourselves to the world. I created the I Want Her Shoes podcast to dive deep into what it means to dress with intention, whether you're heading to a council meeting or just having a casual day out with your family. Join the conversation as we explore the power of personal style and the decisions that shape our public personas. Put on your favorite pair of shoes and step into my closet. Welcome back to the I Want Her Shoes podcast, where we sit down with powerhouse women who are redefining success, style, and substance on their own terms. I'm your host, Anna Anisin, and today we're bringing back a fan favorite. She's chef, a founder, a creative, and truly one of the warmest, most real voices when it comes to food connection and modern hospitality. Welcome back to the show, Chef Nicole.
Thank you. So excited to be here. You've had so many incredible people since the first time I was here.
I know, and you were here the second time after our trip to New York.
Yes,
so that was a lot of
amazing.
fun. And today we're diving into something that everyone needs, right?
Definitely.
But rarely talks about food etiquette. Ooh.
Yes. This is definitely a delicate one. We've had our own tribulations with it.
Yes, specifically how to navigate meals, dinners, and gatherings, whether you're planning them, hosting them, or joining them, because I feel like when you're joining them, that's a really big deal.
It's almost, in some cases, it's where the most mishaps happen, I think.
Yes,
exactly. Since
exactly.
there's many more guests coming than hosts hosting.
Absolutely. And we've both been to a lot of dinners, hosted, attended, and even led them recently. So let's start with group dynamics. When you're not the host, but you're invited to a dinner with new people, what's the golden rule?
I think a big one is to not talk about yourself the whole time. And also, I think start at the beginning that before you get invited, be gracious. If for some reason you can't make it or it doesn't maybe fit in with what your budget is telling you that month, it's okay to choose to say, I can't make it to this one, and maybe go out to a private dinner with the person who asked you, instead of maybe saying to them, oh, there's this reason I can't make it, or I want a separate bill, or whatever it is. You don't need to give the reason why you're missing. You just say, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, I have another commitment. And that's going to go over the best.
Yes. And
nobody wants to know why you're not coming to their party.
Yes, exactly. And that is something, yes, I've been, as we, host a lot of dinners. And recently I have been coming across those items where people tell you a little bit too much, like TMI, and sometimes it's better to just be polite, like Nicole said, and just decline the invitation, right? So
exactly, no one's gonna be upset because you can't make it.
Yeah, we're all very busy. Everybody's overbooked. Exactly. The holidays are coming up,
and especially, I think it's important not to say that your priority may be somewhere else, unless it's your kids or your husband. Or your partner. You can't say that the priority is someone else. No one needs to hear that. It's insulting, actually, and it's rude. So better to just say, thank you, can't make it, and love to see you soon.
Yes, exactly. And also, if you are going to somebody's house, a big thing is not to show up empty-handed.
Absolutely.
And I think most people know that. I feel like we haven't really...
I feel like it's changed a lot over the years, though. I think that a lot of these things that'll come up throughout this are kind of old school,
Yes,
we both grew
up with...
Exactly. We both grew up
to Tiffany's
with certain type of upbringing where we were actually taught these things, but that doesn't happen nowadays. So I think that there's definitely a generational gap that doesn't remember that, yes, don't show up empty-handed. Even if you stop and get a candle at Target and put it in a nice bag, it's still going to be very appreciated.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's fine.
It's just something. It's a thought to say, thank you for having me, and I'm not a person who only takes and doesn't give.
Exactly. And if you're planning to bring a +1, obviously always check first. Don't show up with like 3 people.
We've seen a lot
seen
of that.
those times where somebody comes with a whole entourage.
Right.
Definitely check first. And be warm and
be on time.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we know we live in Miami, and there's a certain standard that seems like maybe it's okay to show up 45 minutes to an hour late. But just for the record, it's not.
No, especially if it's a sit-down dinner at, say it's at 6:30
right.
or 8
and you're
p.m.
at a restaurant with 8 other people.
You can't come an hour after because people are like
already eating their entree.
Yes.
Right.
So it's kind of, if you're not going to make it, just stay home after 45.
And it's okay. Same thing.
There's
I think if
gonna
at
be
the
other
last
dinners,
minute you have something come up and you realize, oh my God, I'm going to be an hour late if I make it to this, you can just say, I'm so sorry, something came up. I can't make it. Better that they go through the meal and know that you're not coming than everyone's waiting, and then when you get there it's awkward and the conversation becomes all about you.
Yeah, and I've done that before. I've been in traffic and I've actually said like,
opted
hey,
out, right.
like I'm not gonna make it in time. So
Right.
like, and I'm just gonna turn around.
And you made the effort.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't make it.
And that's what counts. Always, I mean, I'm the kind of person that always offers to like take the host out if I can't make it. So
yes, I
you don't
love
have
that.
to do that,
That's
but
a
that's
great
kind
move.
of the way I work it. You know, if I made the effort and I couldn't do it, then I'll make the effort to spend some time with that person.
Yeah, because they were obviously trying to spend time with you for a reason.
Exactly. And say that we're in a group of people and there's a shared bill at a restaurant. I think that's always a very tense situation in groups. So
I
how do we
actually
handle
wrote
that?
about this recently.
Yeah, so why don't we talk about the piece that you wrote? Maybe you could talk about that whole thing that you wrote, because I definitely agree with that piece.
Yeah, I think that if you go to a dinner and you're going in a group, it's expected these days that you're going to split the bill equally. If you want to get your own check, because there are some times when maybe someone needs to get their own check, you don't need to bring it up before you get to the meal and tell the people, for everyone to think about it before, figure it out for you. When you get there, you very kindly say to the waiter, I'd like to have my own bill. You don't need to announce it to anyone else. When the check comes, everyone will realize, you'll tell, and it doesn't need to be spoken about. For us, we don't really do that. We believe that if you go to a dinner, that you pay your share, because you're not paying
it's like a community.
You're not
social
paying for the
thing.
food.
Yeah.
You're not paying for what you consume. You're paying for an experience.
Exactly.
To be there and share in an open and wonderful
whether
way.
you have one bite or you eat like all of it.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
it doesn't
We don't
matter.
charge people that eat more when they come to dinner. So why? Because you're eating less, should you be paying less?
Yeah, exactly. So
I think it's just in poor taste.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you are in a situation where you need to do that because maybe you have an extenuating
then
circumstance,
don't go to a dinner then. Like that's what I would recommend.
Or it's better to go to a dinner with like one or two friends where they know you and they know maybe you have dietary things, or you have more of your budget is a little different.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think that most of us that choose to go out in these types of groups, especially at this age, if we're deciding to go to a dinner, you can pretty much expect it's going to be a minimum $100 a person.
Well, in Miami, let's face
minimum,
it.
it's $100 a person.
Miami, New York, or San Francisco Bay Area, or Los Angeles.
Right, that's not even with real drinking.
More than 100.
No, I'm saying this is like 1 or 2 glasses
literally,
of wine.
we had 1.5 glasses of wine and like a salad and a tiny appetizer. That's like $100. Like, really,
yes, it really
that is what it is. And
that's the cost of going out
and
these
experiences like in these high, like big metro areas that we live in. So I feel like if you have to see kind of where you live.
Right. And
maybe you're not in those areas and maybe it's a little bit more affordable.
Or maybe you go to 2 dinners a month instead of 4 dinners a month, because like that's what's in your budget. It's not that you should go out and overextend yourself, but know what you're willing to spend. Recently, actually, I went to a spa and I had like one of these facials where they give you a deal the first time kind of thing. And it was all about, they were pushing their package. And I said to them, I make decisions based on my budget and how I want to spend money. And be clear about that.
Yeah.
You can make your decisions based on
Yeah, and that's a great thing that you bring up is the budget. Like, so what should be your budget for dinners? Like,
I think if you're
let's
going
say
out-
that if we
let's give an example.
first tier cities versus like second versus third.
I don't even think we should do it per city. I think it's more like what level. Okay, if you're going out for like to a decent pizza place with people, you're still spending $50 to $60 ahead if you have like one beer. So it's not like it was. I mean, I definitely talk to people about it now, especially like a lot of times older people don't realize that like the price has gone up so much of things. So if you're gonna go out for like a very casual dinner, still don't expect to get out of there for less than $60 a person.
Yeah.
If
I
you're
don't think
gonna
no matter
go-
where you are, really, like.
No matter where you are. I mean, I don't think there's any city. I've been in some very rural cities recently, and it's still expensive because that's the cost of food. That's the cost of labor.
Eggs were expensive this year. Oh my gosh.
Extremely
So, like,
expensive.
yeah.
Everything's gone up. I mean, I think that you have to decide, do I have the budget? And also think about who's important to me that I want to sit through a meal with.
Yeah,
'Cause
and you can't go to all the dinners. Like, you can't go to
And
dinner
who
with
wants to?
everybody, too. So you have to have boundaries, and you have to really decide who you want to go out
Exactly.
to dinner with.
It is about priorities, but you don't have to tell someone.
That's the key. And let's talk a little bit about hosting versus attending. Like, let's say as a host, like, how do you really set that tone and when you actually have the event? Because I feel like some people are good at this and some people are not.
Definitely, and you're for sure very good at it.
Thank you.
And I think that we host a lot as a team, and I think that we make a really good team.
Yeah, we're very inspired by Martha Stewart.
Definitely, and you're especially good at the before part with the invitation that lets people know how they should dress and what if we're gonna be outside
Like
or
what the
inside,
vibe is,
and,
like what the actual like feel of the event is.
and how long you might be there, because sometimes you end up staying at one of these events much longer than you intended, right?
Yeah.
And I think that once people are there, definitely for me flowers are a must. At least a little bit of flowers or plants or something makes people feel welcome. And don't invite people to your house and not have any food. It is rude, actually.
Yes.
Like, absolutely. You don't have to have a big thing, but same as you said about the flowers with Trader Joe's. You can go to Trader Joe's, get a piece of cheese and some crackers and put it out.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be anything crazy.
No.
But offer people something to eat, offer people something to drink, and make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, and
don't wait for them to ask you, because I've been plenty of places.
Yeah,
where
and
that
Nicole will share a nice little menu you could get from Trader Joe's.
Definitely,
and, like, Whole
absolutely.
Foods. So we'll share that later.
There's a lot of easy wins out there. But it doesn't have to be that you have to make everything from scratch anymore. If you want to, there's many an Instagram and TikTok video that can teach you how to do that. But
and which
it's
items
easy
to
put
get.
it
Like
together.
if you don't know what to buy at these stores, like we can give you a list, and you can go get them.
Absolutely, yes.
Put it on a nice little plate, or we can give you some ideas of what to use if you don't have a plate.
And even a cutting board. I mean, everybody
cutting
has
board
that in
looks
their
really
house,
nice.
right?
Yeah, just not a plastic one, a wood one.
Yes, definitely no plastic.
Yeah.
And no plastic utensils ever if you're entertaining.
No.
You can go with a plastic, nicer, disposable plate, but I think that silverware really has to be real. If that breaks, that's really unappealing.
And I mean, silverware, guys, if you go to like a place like Ross or Marshall's,
absolutely,
or Home Goods,
and
you
even
can buy
Target too.
like sometimes the same price as actual like plastic, like high-end
Absolutely.
plasticware, and you could reuse it, and it's more eco-friendly.
And even Amazon too.
Yeah, just invest, and if you really like entertaining, just invest in like 100 pieces. Yeah.
Exactly.
If that's what you're into, which I assume that y'all are, that you're listening.
I mean, we love the entertaining. I think that it's so fun to bring people into your own space and try and like share your energy with them and bring people together.
Sure. Yeah, and we love doing that, and usually we do it strategically to introduce people and have like special people together different times. You know?
It's important to invite the right crew. I think.
You can't always.
We recently had a dinner where people meshed less than we expected, and we were actually surprised by it. So you don't always know before. Somebody might show up in a mood that's a little different than before, but I think it's really important to know that you don't bring your drama into a group dinner. Like, if you're going out with your best friend to dinner and you're having a hard day, by all means, you're gonna share
you
that.
could, like,
but if you're in
just
a group,
release everything, but in the group you have to have a little bit more.
yeah, you do have to put on a little bit of a smile and try to get to know everyone else and get out of your own head. And if you're going through a bad day and you can't show up like that, sorry, I can't make it today.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll catch you another time.
Yeah, and I love that. And what do you think about, and there's a lot of studies that have been done recently about this, people that don't say goodbye, they actually save like 2 years in their
I
life
know,
or
it's
something
really
crazy.
interesting that.
And
I
what
think
do you
that-
think about that? Because for me, like, I won't say goodbye to everybody, but I will make sure to say goodbye to the host. Because
That's
I think,
what I was going to say.
like,
I think you have
that
to
is
say
rude
goodbye.
if you don't say goodbye to the host. I
Absolutely.
think everybody else, okay, like, we can't say goodbye to
if you're
100 people.
Right, if you're at a party, even with 20 people,
It's hard
I'm
to
not
say
going
goodbye to
around to
everybody.
say goodbye to everyone. And by the end of the party, I'd say, you know who you want to say goodbye to and who you don't.
And also, you have to be able to. There's a pro tip, right? You can't overstay, really. Because
Oh my God, we've had
oh
it
my
a couple
God,
times.
that is the last thing we'll bring up, because that is also something you have to keep in mind. Like, you can't, if the party ends at 9.
I think it happens often when people have a couple too many and they're
and
having
they
a
want to
real good
relax,
time.
and it's fun and it's comfortable environment.
And you're the host a lot of the time is trying to be very polite and lovely.
You know
and
what
not
I do? I go
let
put
you
my
know-
PJs on and I come back right down.
That's so
That's
funny.
what I do.
My dad's, an old friend of my dad's, they had a huge 50th birthday party for him. There was like 100 people there. And it got to a certain point where he was over it, and he literally went and he changed it. He was like in a tux at the beginning, and he went and he changed
Like
into
into
these,
a
like,
robe?
silk pajamas,
Silk
and
pajamas.
with his toothbrush, and he came out and he did not say goodbye to everyone. He did
Like,
say goodbye. He
thank
said
you.
it's
It was
time to
lovely.
go. Right, exactly. Don't
So, yeah.
make someone do that to you.
So I think those are kind of really great tips that you guys can use. And if you have any ideas about this or comments, please send them to us.
And I would say my last thing that I think can really ruin a dinner is if one person's talking shit.
Yeah.
Do not talk shit at a dinner. Save it for later, ladies.
All right, so now we're going to talk about some little trendy things that we've seen on Instagram
Oh, yeah.
about food and fashion related things, and just actually food in general. There was a thing about sour gummy candy that could reduce panic attacks.
Yeah, and
What-
that's
I mean-
really true. There's like a lot of science.
Because I
actually
love sour
behind
stuff.
it.
I love sour and spice stuff. I know that spicy stuff actually...
Calms your nervous system.
Yes, because
also.
it takes
It's
the tension away from whatever
It's the
you're
same
thinking,
thing.
and it like brings
Exactly.
you back to that flavor.
Exactly, it brings
this
you.
seems
It
like
brings
the
you.
same.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
So it's the shock of the sourness that
Mm-hmm.
kind of like makes your brain think about something different. Then they say that the chewing actually takes your attention away and lets you know that if I can chew, I can breathe.
Yeah.
And it kind of like brings you back to reality in that way. And then of course there's the hit of the sugar rush that
Oh, yeah.
definitely like brings you up a little bit and wakes you up.
Yes, so there's definitely a
And I
few
think
little
it's
things,
listen,
scientific things.
If
and
you forgot your Xanax in your bag,
get a sour gummy.
get a
worm.
sour gummy.
I love the
Exactly.
gummy worms. Those are my favorite.
Those ones are
Or
good.
like the little crazy little guys that are in the pack. What are they called?
in the pack.
Yeah, they look like little crazy little ghosts.
Warheads?
Yes, yeah. Oh my god, those are good.
Oh, those are good. I haven't had those in forever. Right now, there's a huge trend on Swedish candy.
Oh my god,
and
a
so
Swedish
they're
fish. I
opening
love
all
it.
of these
It's much
Swedish
more. It's
candy
actually
shops.
healthier. It's healthier.
And it's much better for you because it comes from Europe, so there's a lot of things they don't have in it. And they're making some really interesting things.
Yeah, cool.
And they look cool too. Like they're like it's their own food fashion.
yeah, that
they're
would be
creating.
fun to like.
And the
do a
bags are
list of
super
those.
cute and like branded.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And another thing that we recently saw, and we love this trend, that retro food is back.
Yes,
but what
that's
the heck
one of
is
my
that, Nicole?
favorites.
Tell us what this is.
I'd say like retro food is mostly things that nod back to the 50s. So think like deviled eggs, like table side Caesar salad.
Oh my god, those are like the classics.
And French onion soup, or like a roast beef like
Or
dip
even
sandwich,
like
or French dip
I'm
sandwich.
kind of envisioning like like just shrimp, like shrimp
Shrimp cocktail
Oh my
for
God, I
sure
love
is
shrimp
on that.
cocktail, yeah.
Meatloaf, you know, a lot of these restaurants, like in New York, there's a place called Quality Bistro that does it, and Golden Diner. They're really elevating this old retro
Oh
food.
my God, I
but
love
even
that.
look at like even what Cote is doing with their Kotakat with the fried chicken is sort of
It's
a
old school,
nod
yeah.
back to like when KFC first started. It wasn't a fast food
Yep.
restaurant. It was a fresh food restaurant.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think
And
it's,
those things are classics because they're always good.
yeah,
so.
and I feel like that when we do have entertainment or you're doing something, you have like that kind of retro vibe.
I do.
'Cause
I
it's
love food
always
is memories.
classic, yeah.
Exactly.
And a lot of veg forward because that's always important. We have a lot of kosher folk here.
we do.
So, yeah, so you have to think
And
about
also
that.
just like I feel like it's easier to eat vegetables a lot of times when you're in a group with people. Like the meat doesn't get stuck in your mouth or it's just
1000%.
lighter, you know?
Yeah, it tastes better. For
And
sure.
it's good.
Yeah.
If you follow my recipes.
Yes, so yeah. Nicole will obviously have a retro food menu.
Yes, for sure.
I think that would look very nicely visual. Maybe we could do something.
Definitely,
Yeah, that
yeah.
would be fun to do that. So we went to the Louis Vuitton main house in New York and we actually saw this Nutella and chocolate stuff. And they have
And that
this-
was their first, that was
Yeah.
like kind of what they have all year. They just had it because they were just opening. But
and we
now,
talked about is it worth I would never pay this much for it.
I don't
I'm
think
sorry.
it's worth
can make it
the money,
yourself,
but I think
right?
that it's more
about the brand and
it's
like
about
collectible
gifting. Right. It's not about eating. Like I think it's not made for food people. It's made for collectors.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's made for like a gift that Kim Kardashian is
giving to Justin Bieber's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they have like 1,000 people like that in the world that are doing that.
Absolutely.
And that's who sells it. That's how many they sell, and that's it. Nobody else is getting it.
And I think that at Christmas time we see a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like we're seeing
A lot of
Fendi's
gifting and
doing
a lot
a
of I've seen like have you
collaboration
seen
too
the
right now.
you know another thing I've seen was the Advent caviar calendar.
Yes,
like who's-
totally.
But I mean, $1,000. That's a lot for that.
Well, it's because
That's
you're
a gift
really
to get.
just
It is
buying
a gift
caviar.
to get. Yeah.
It's a gift for high net worth individuals.
Yeah, because every day you have a little tiny
which there is a good percentage of in the world at this point. Enough so that how much money they have compared to what other people are spending
Exactly.
is enough to make a business.
Yeah, and
for
you were
them.
saying like you were talking about Fendi, and that brings us to mixing food and fashion. And there's
Yes.
some like chefs that are coming up through that. And so let's talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So I think that definitely like Fendi is doing a collaboration right now with La Grande Epicerie, and they're doing a lot of it is co-branded more than
Of
anything
course, yeah.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the different houses are definitely bringing in top chefs as they start to open their new places. And then we're also seeing not only fashion and food collaborating in that way, but we're seeing food like inspired stuff on the runway. I mean,
Yes.
a lot of lemon print on like a full
low,
dress.
like the low. They
Yeah,
did
the-
this whole like
Yeah,
thing.
Loewe. Yeah, they did an amazing, and they did that onion clutch that they
Yeah.
did. They did these really cool tomato.
The tomato. Oh my
candles.
god,
Yeah.
I want that tomato. Okay, like
Yes.
guys, if you're listening, we like the tomato.
That's it. Yeah,
It would
That's
go
a good-
right in the red area.
we're gonna have a holiday gift recommendation
Yes,
that'll
for sure.
have some food and some fashion stuff.
Yes. I love that. Yeah, we will, and that tomato will be on there for sure because I saw how
Absolutely.
they make it, and even though it's not practical, it's just like it's a collector's piece.
Well, it's exactly.
And
it's
if
like
you
buying
love
a
heirloom
plate that you're not going to
tomatoes,
eat off of, but it's going to be on a shelf somewhere because you think it's beautiful.
Yeah. No, I love that. So we're gonna see a lot.
And we
more of
love
that.
tomatoes. I saw those cool tomatoes you painted on your shoes downstairs when you had the painting event for the shoes. So.
Yeah, no, I think tomato represents so many different amazing things.
Absolutely.
And, it's easy to cook with. It's
And we
healthy,
love
yeah,
it.
Good fiber and
Yeah.
everything. Well, Nicole, I love how you always bring warmth and intention to food, and it's never just about eating; it's about connecting. And what is one thing that you want every woman listening to know about showing up well and around the table and in life?
I think that it's really about like knowing who you want to be
Yeah.
and making a conscious choice to show up at that person every day, you know? Some days are harder than others, as we all know. We go through, especially I think in this part of life that we're in, like you go through a lot of different journeys, and it's about showing up and like really valuing the people that are important to you. And I think that, you know, even with friends and with family, friendships go through ebbs and flows, and that doesn't mean that just because you don't talk to somebody for a little bit that you're not going to be super close with them again. I think we all go through our journey, and the same way that you show up for a dinner with a good attitude and excited to spend time with people, that's what we should be doing in our life too.
Yeah.
For me, it's a lot about family, as I know it is for you, because our closest people to us in our lives are our family. And I think that prioritizing is number one. What I'm noticing more than ever right now is that I don't need as many people, but the people that I have around, I really love them.
Quality versus quantity.
1,000%.
Yeah.
I think that that's something in fashion and food and in life.
Yeah, and I think that whether you're hosting a dinner, pouring the wine, or just showing up with good energy, how you carry yourself really matters. And it's not about perfection, it's about your presence.
Absolutely.
And if you love this episode, share it with the group chat, with your group chat that you're in, or and tag us on Instagram at I Want Her Shoes Podcast and the Chef Nicole, and let us know what's your dinner party, do or don't. Because we would love to see what you all are doing, how you're hosting, maybe you have
and
some
we'd
kind
love
of
to
tips.
hear even some of your interesting stories and how you handled that.
Exactly. And until next time, keep showing up, keep sharing space, and keep on doing your way. Yay!
Yay. Mwah.